time ago, there was no Wayne Kronz. So to help you visualize this, we'll put a 0. That's how many there were. And we'll put a timeline out here. And now, 77 years later, there is a Wayne Kronz. You're seeing him right now. I'm Wayne Kronz. So to understand me a little better, help you understand me, let me draw this timeline in 3 segments. Actually, I retired at 72. But 36 in the middle and 18 in the middle of that. That kind of approximates when I graduated from high school. I discovered 2 things about my core talents by the time I got out of high school. I was half artist and half carpenter. Because I was half carpenter, I wound up spending most of my working life in home building. Then, because of the churches I attended, I spent my life as an avocation as a Bible teacher. I've already gone through that duty this morning and spoke for 40 minutes in a Bible study. And so I used my talents as an artist in my Bible study. I used my talents as a carpenter in the home building business. Right about in there somewhere is a 3-year period I spent with the Army, where I worked on, designed, created, and training aids and visual aids for the United States Army Signal Corps and infantry. So I had 3 years of that kind of work. Now, after this 36 represents a couple of things. One, before I was 36 years old, I lived in Indiana, and afterwards I lived in Arizona. Now, in this stage, so far as drawing on my talents, I designed and produced stage set for about 40 musicals by a private theater group. Again, this was a perfect marriage of being an artist and a carpenter because it had both construction and design in it. But I've talked a lot about me. Well, one thing that you need to know, at this 36th point, I joined Toastmasters the first time, back in 1973, and on April 12th, let's see, what would that have been? It would be 1973, I did my first icebreaker. Then I joined Toastmasters again, over here, and I'm doing my second icebreaker. When I went through the CC manual the second time, I didn't do my icebreaker. I kind of purposely avoided it. And now I've completed the entire manual, and I'm going back to complete the manual. I got to go back and do that icebreaker. I've talked about me, which is what an icebreaker is supposed to do, but I'd like to talk about you as well. I'd like to talk about what I'm up to these days. I'm developing a seminar or a workshop that's called How to Grow Your Message. for fun and profit. And I would like to present that to any or all of you. And this whiteboard is unique, this whole stand and everything, because I want everyone that participates in this to have these boards around the room, and I will draw, and then you will draw. And it'll be hands-on learning. Now, draw your message. That's not how you spell your message. Does that work?
Yeah, I can tell what it is.
Okay, you know what it is. She knows what it is. Oklahoma, she knows what it is. I'll show you 6 ways to use a line to make your point. 6 ways to use a rectangular box. 6 ways to use a component model. 4 ways to use a process model. 4 ways to use a hierarchy model. Let's do it like this. That's how you spell hierarchy, right? And 3 ways to use a pictorial model, and 1 way to use what I call a table of contents model, what it is and how to use it. Now, this is 30, totaled up. I want to give you 30, I will give you 30 key words that will forever guide you in preparing visuals for your presentation, whether you use them on a whiteboard or a PowerPoint or anything else. And the reason I'm doing this is so you can be the very best speaker that you possibly can be. Thank you.